In a small town in the heart of Maharashtra, a dispute over a few words on a signboard ignited a legal battle that would travel all the way to the nation's highest court. This is not just a story about language, but a profound debate about identity, governance, and the soul of a multilingual nation. The case of Varshatai versus the state of Maharashtra asked a seemingly simple question with a deeply complex answer. In a state with an official language, is there room for any other on an official signboard? Part 1. The Spark, a signboard in Patur. Our story begins in the town of Patur, in Maharashtra's Akola district. The local municipal council, like many across India, had a signboard on its building. This signboard displayed its name not only in Marathi, the official language of the state, but also in Urdu. For one resident, Varshatai, this was more than a simple translation. It was a point of principle. She believed that the Maharashtra Official Languages Act, 1964, and the more recent Maharashtra Local Authorities, Official Languages Act, 2022, mandated the exclusive use of Marathi for all official purposes of the state and its local bodies. Her objection was clear. The use of Urdu on an official government signboard was impermissible. She filed a formal objection, setting in motion a legal journey that would test the boundaries of linguistic policy. Part 2. The Legal Odyssey, from Local Council to High Court. The Municipal Council of Patur considered her objection and rejected it. Unconvinced, Varshatai appealed to the district collector. The collector, at first, agreed with her stance, but the case was far from over. The municipal council appealed the collector's decision to the divisional commissioner, who overturned the ruling, siding with the council's right to use Urdu. Varshatai, steadfast in her position, then took the matter to the Bombay High Court. She argued that the new 2022 Act had solidified the primacy of Marathi, leaving no room for the official use of other languages on government property. The High Court, however, declined to intervene. It saw no legal flaw in the divisional commissioner's order and dismissed her petition. Faced with this setback, Varshatai exercised her final legal recourse, an appeal to the Supreme Court of India. Part 3. The Core Conflict, Monolingual State versus Multilingual Reality. Before a two-judge bench of the Supreme Court, comprising Justices Sudhanshu Dhulia and Krishnan V. Chandran, the core legal question was framed. Does the law mandate the exclusive use of Marathi by local authorities, thereby prohibiting the use of other languages like Urdu on official signboards? The appellant's argument was rooted in a strict interpretation of the Official Language Acts. The state had chosen Marathi, therefore, the government's public face should reflect that choice exclusively. The case represented a classic clash. The principle of a designated official language versus the practical reality of India's celebrated linguistic diversity. Part 4. The Unanimous Verdict, a celebration of pluralism. The Supreme Court delivered a powerful, eloquent, and unanimous judgment, upholding the decisions of the lower authorities and dismissing the appeal. The court held that there is no legal prohibition on the municipal council using Urdu on its signboard. The court's reasoning was a masterclass in constitutional interpretation and cultural wisdom built on several key pillars. 1. The primacy of communication. The court emphasized that the primary duty of a municipal council is to serve the people of its locality. The purpose of a signboard is functional, to be seen and understood. The law itself makes provisions for the use of English in situations where people do not understand Marathi. The court reasoned that this principle of comprehensibility is paramount. If a significant portion of the local population in Patur understands Urdu, then using it is simply effective and inclusive public service. 1. India as a mosaic of languages. The judgment took a panoramic view of India's identity. It proudly noted that India is the most multilingual country in the world. Each language, the court stated, is a repository of a community's culture, history, and identity. It specifically addressed Urdu, affirming that it is not a foreign language, but one that was born and bred in India. It represents the composite Ganga Jamuni Tehzeeb, the syncretic culture of the Indo-Gangetic plains. 1. Urdu in the Indian lexicon. In a particularly relatable section, the court highlighted how Urdu is deeply embedded in the everyday life of all Indians, often without them even realizing it. From the courtroom itself, using words like adalat, court, vakalatnama, and peshi, to Bollywood dialogues and common speech, Urdu is inextricably woven into the linguistic fabric of the nation. To reject it is to deny a part of India's own identity. 1. Constitutional flexibility. The court clarified that the Constitution of India, under Article 345, empowers states to adopt official languages. This framework is designed for practicality, not rigidity. Many Indian states and union territories, including Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, and Delhi, have officially adopted more than one language to reflect their demographic reality. Using an additional language like Urdu is, therefore, a well-established practice of pragmatic and inclusive governance. Part 5. The Obiter Dicta. A message to the nation. Beyond the strict legal ruling, the court used this case to deliver a profound message to the country. It championed the idea of constitutional tolerance, a necessary virtue for a nation of such breathtaking diversity. The court warned against the mindset that sees other languages as a threat or a challenge to one's own. Instead of fostering linguistic hostility, the judgment urged citizens to embrace the plurality that defines India. In a now famous phrase, the court exhorted, "We must make friends with Urdu and every other language." Conclusion. More than a signboard, a reaffirmation of an idea, the case of Varshatai, vs. the State of Maharashtra, transcends a municipal dispute in a small Maharashtrian town. It is a landmark verdict that reaffirms the pluralistic, inclusive vision of the Indian Constitution. The Supreme Court chose to see the signboard not as a symbol of division, but as a bridge of communication. It recognized that the strength of India lies not in a forced uniformity, but in the harmonious coexistence of its many voices, scripts, and tongues. The legacy of this case is a powerful reminder that, in a democracy, governance must be for all the people, in a language they understand. It is a judgment that doesn't just permit Urdu on a signboard. It encourages all of us to make room for one another.